So for my next one, this is it's definitely horror. Definitely advertised as horror. And I again probably have to have a caveat at the start of mine too, because I am horribly desensitized to horror. Is my favorite genre for years and years and years. I've seen hundreds and thousands of horror movies, and I'm kind of a mean-spirited person just to start with. And this one is also, this is probably the most viewed one on my list, and that's Ready or Not. And Ready or Not is horror/comedy. I'm not sure, surely they were aiming for the comedy part. To me, it was definitely comedy, but like I said, that may be my desensitization.
But did they play it straight, so it was kind of not sure, or?
No, it's a little tongue-in-cheek at the...
So like a Tucker and Dale versus Evil, sort of?
Okay, kind of.
Okay.
Not... Like, we were trying to do horror and scary, because Tucker and Dale, there was never...
It was never a question. You knew it was a comedy?
Yeah, well, there was never a question of horror. All the horror was just the mistakes that people were made. There was no actual horror. This tries to have some actual horror. And it is ridiculously, violent and gory and over the top, and the whole plot is just ridiculous in itself. But it was so much fun, and I laughed and enjoyed it. And this is kind of the opposite of Vast of Night, where you have this slow building story. It's 5 minutes introduction, bang, hit the ground running. And I'll be honest with you, when it started, I had no idea how the movie was going to make it to an hour and a half, because I'm like, you're going to kill everybody in the first 20 minutes, and how's this going to work? The premise is, and this is a fairly recent movie, either this year or last year, probably last year, since movies don't come out anymore. But the basic premise is that the movie starts with a lovely bride and the groom, and they're getting married in this old fancy mansion, because the groom's family is the heir to, or he is the heir to the family's board game fortune. They're producers of board games, and they're all made up board games, but in real life it'd be like the Parker Brothers or Hasbro or something like that. And so a little bit of introduction at the beginning, you kind of get to see some of the characters, learn about them. They go through this wedding, and it's just kind of a nice wedding. Well, on the wedding night, the husband tells her, oh, sorry, there's a family tradition that you have to play a board game with the family. And she's very willing, and she's like, it's fine, it's okay.
She has no idea.
She has no idea. So they go in and sit down at the table, and the patriarch of the family hands her this box, and he says, you have to draw a card from the box, and whatever game you draw, we play. So she draws a card, and the card says hide and seek, and she's laughing, and no one else is laughing. Everyone is super serious, and she's having a great time, and it's like, how do we play hide and seek? And
big scary mansion. I'm sure there's plenty of places to hide.
They tell her the rules. You go hide. If we don't find you by sun up, then you win. And she goes and hides for 5 minutes, and well, this is boring and stupid. Let's go do something else. Except while she's doing this, they're arming up in the same room when she left. And so come to find out that I think the dad's grandfather was the one that started the board game revolution, and he basically did it by making a deal with the devil. And part of the deal was that anytime a new member of the family or a new member becomes part of the family, then you have to play whatever game he lays out with his rules. And if they don't kill her, then he basically destroys the family. So it is kill or be killed.
That is high stakes.
And so the movie is them hunting her through this mansion. So if you would like, it's like a game of Clue, but very mean-spirited and trying to kill the person instead of figure out who did it. But it reminds me of the old Clue movie, because
they all did it.
Yeah. But there is so many ridiculous things. The grandma has a battle axe that she chases everyone around with, and almost everyone has this kind of, should we really be doing this? Maybe it's just a false story. Maybe it's not real. We've been doing this a long time. We haven't really seen any manifestations of anything. And Grandma's like, nope, kill her. Bring her here. I'll hit her with the axe. You can't be messing around with this stuff. And it's great. They also end up killing a lot of people on accident, which is where, like I said, the comedy comes in. The poor maids and the nannies, and they just get it. Just arrow to the neck, and it's great. If you're mean-spirited like me, if you're one of those people that watches a movie and there's this moment where somebody perishes and you're supposed to be super sad and you giggle to yourself, then this is the movie for you.
Sometimes you can't help it.
It's definitely gory, and it definitely has some moments that, little jump scary type things. Again, to me, I know people who would watch this movie and be absolutely terrified. Mm-hmm. There was nothing scary in this, but it is a horror movie. It's very wrapped around the whole horror genre. It was marketed as a horror movie, but it was just a ton of fun, and I would recommend it to anybody for Halloween.
Well, I definitely need to check that one out. I had meant to, but then didn't ever get out to the theater when it happened.
Stupid life.
Yeah.